the Fishers Advisory Committee on Disability to order. We're going to go ahead and start with a roll call, and there's an echo. Is it working now? Okay, well, a little bit better. There's still kind of an echo.
It's probably because of Teams.
Because of Teams. Okay, well, we'll,
Want to move forward?
Rob.
okay, we're gonna go ahead and start, I guess, Rob. If we can help with the echoing, that would be great, but we'll go ahead and get started. Kay, you wanna go ahead and?
I'll do a roll call, yes. Cecilia.
Here?
Kelly.
I'm here.
And Wilbur's not with us tonight. Katie, are you with us? Katie's calling in on Teams.
Yeah.
Darcy?
Here.
Chrissy? Here. Michelle? And Ross.
Here.
Thank you.
And Katie, I think, is on Teams, right, Katie? Can you hear us? Katie?
It says that the speaker is off. Do we have a way to hear?
Is the speaker off, you think, for Katie? We can't hear her, Rob.
It won't let me unmute hers.
Well, it's showing that we are muted, so we can't, well.
Oh, do we have Katie now? Oh,
Hey,
hey.
Katie.
Hi, Katie. How are you? Okay, great. All right. Item number 2, we had on the agenda a commission recognition, and unfortunately Shelby Slowick is not here today, but I don't know if all of you know that she is rolling off the board, and we will be filling the position for a member in January. It's a mayoral position, but maybe we could have Chrissy at the next meeting, and we had something to give to her. And
Stacy.
Stacy.
Shelby.
Shelby.
Did I
Oh my
say
God.
Stacy?
You said Michelle.
Michelle, I'm sorry.
No, you said
Stacy. Stacy. I mean Shelby. Oh my gosh,
Did not say that
Shelby.
you were going to give me an award. That's all.
Yeah, Shelby. So, Shelby's been amazing, and I'm sorry she wasn't able to make it today, but
Ross, did you
she,
see that? She can't hear us
Yes.
because our mic's off.
Right.
she can't hear us, Katie.
That is correct.
Oh.
Rob, if you can turn your mic on, I think that's the only way we can hear Katie.
Katie, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, great. Hey, Katie, how you doing?
Hey, thank you.
Good. There's a little bit of an echo going on right now, but we're on to item number 2, and I was telling the members that Shelby Slovic is rolling off the board, the committee, and we will be filling the position for a new member in January. It's a mayoral position, and unfortunately Shelby isn't here to receive a recognition and something that we were going to present to her, so maybe at the next meeting she could come and we can give it to her. But as you all know, she has been instrumental in helping us move forward. What's been done at Conner Prairie, she's been amazing, and everybody there at Conner Prairie just they are really the example of an organization that when they embrace inclusion and accessibility, and they are willing to learn and be a part of our committee and our community, and learn, and Shelby's just been an outstanding member of this committee, and she's gonna be missed, truly missed, and, so we want to thank Shelby. So at the next meeting, we'll have her here, and hopefully we can give her this recognition. We're going to move on to item 3, the consent agenda. We want to approve the September 17th, 2024 minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we not only approve the minutes, but waive the reading of the minutes.
Okay, so there's a motion by Kelly. Is there a second? Second by Darcy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And one abstention, I wasn't there. Okay, moving on to, Katie, I'm sorry, Katie, did we get your vote? I didn't hear.
Rob, Katie can't hear still. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Can you hear us now, Katie?
Yes, I can.
Okay, wonderful. No, we just, we had a motion to approve and second to approve the consent agenda. Did you?
She
She
can't
came
hear us
because
now.
the mic, there we go.
There you go.
Oh.
Ross, you're gonna have to keep it unmuted, I think.
I'm not controlling it.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
Ross, if you want.
Did you vote on the consent agenda, Katie? We can't hear you.
There you go, now.
What'd she say?
Now I can hear you again.
Oh, okay. Were you, what was your vote for the consent agenda, so we could have it on the record?
To be transparent, I didn't hear any of that. You guys were muted.
You weren't here, right? So you'd abstain?
I was not.
Abstain.
I was
Okay,
not.
all right, so 2 abstentions, Kay, and then, okay, wonderful, okay.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you. So we're moving on to item 4 under new business. We really need to take a look at our Fisher's website under accessibility and inclusion, and the language that is listed, what we have provided as far as information about our committee needs to be reviewed. Katie Jackson, our newest member, pointed out that there were some things that we need to do to make sure we're including also people with physical disabilities. So I kind of wanted to put up on the screen the website and kind of go through. I was hoping that everyone had a chance to maybe take a look at what we've got and make some recommendations, suggestions on improvements. One of the things that people have been telling me, that when you go to the city's website and you look on the side and it says accessibility accommodations, it doesn't really, it's not intuitive, it's not really, it's hard for people who have disabilities to understand. That's kind of where you go to get information. So we might want to look at how can we categorize that page to make the user understand it's related to disabilities. So I don't know if any of you have any suggestions, or Katie, what are your thoughts? And I think Ross is going to put up the link there and the page there so we could see what we're talking about.
I don't think she can hear us, we're still muted.
Can you hear us, Katie? Oh, boy.
Okay, can you turn your speakers on so there's no
Yeah, I can. I have my microphone muted, so I don't think it would be coming from me, but
Okay, we can hear you now. I don't know if you heard what I said initially about the website. We're going to take a look at that. I know that you had mentioned to me that you had taken a look and you had some thoughts and recommendations. I was telling the members that that when you look at the website, there's on the sidebar, it says accessibility accommodations, and it's not intuitive for people that may have a disability to really understand, to look there, to click on there to get information. So we may need to change that. So,
Can she even hear us right now?
can you hear us, Katie? Oh, boy. Okay. Katie? Okay.
Hello.
Katie, hey, I don't know, we're sorry, we're having some issues with our technology here, this evening, I'm sorry. Were you able to hear anything I said?
No.
No, okay. Okay, can you see the screen right now?
No, I can't. I can't see anything. I can just see the initials of the 3 people that are on Teams.
Okay. Is she able to see the screen on Teams?
I was, and then it stopped.
Okay, okay. I didn't know if you're able to look like on the Fisher's website under accessibility and
that.
accommodations. That's where we're on right now until we can try to
Okay.
figure this out. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. And I told Ross too, I'll stay on in case it works. But if not, I'll just follow up and we can meet and I can just volunteer me for whatever.
Right. So what we need to look at tonight is look at the website and just kind of make suggestions, some changes so that it really captures, what we're about, including people who have physical disabilities. But I think one of the things that I've received from people is when you look at the page and it says accessibility and accommodations, it's not intuitive that's where people with a disability should go. And so we're trying to figure out another verbiage that we could use that would be helpful. And I don't know if you have any suggestions.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's,
My only suggestion would be maybe accessibility and disability accommodations.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna say, disability. Or
accessibility.
disability resources, accessibility and accommodations.
Yeah.
Because I think Chris and I were looking at it, and we even had trouble kind of finding it here because I don't know that I wouldn't have started under the government tab trying to.
If you Google Fisher's disability, what comes up?
I think it's our committee.
It's not super easy to find.
Fisher Advisory Committee on Disability tab or the March Awareness. And if I click on the tab, then it goes to like this.
Goes to this?
The Fisher's Advisory Committee.
Why isn't there a link to our committee on this page?
On the jump to another page in this section. Yeah,
There's another link as you scroll down,
got
then there's a link there. So we don't have to make a decision today, I guess, but we do need to make some changes because it just doesn't, it's not very user friendly. So I agree. I don't know any other suggestions from the group.
Could we not have some sort of tab on the actual Fisher's website that talks about whether it's that it leads to this or it leads to, the whole overall mission that we have as far as the city and individuals with disabilities, whether it's accessibility or transportation or employment, without, with it being one of those, one of those tabs or something else?
Or three, disability / accessibility / accommodations or something like that.
I mean, even if it took to what Ross is looking at right now, and we added some of that information there. I think that has most of it right there, right? So if we linked that.
And I'm talking about the little side when you go to the homepage of the Fishers website, and then
And this is kind of buried under that services and resources.
And then again, under residential.
Yeah, if you go to the Fishers homepage, it's really big, you can't.
So if you had something like this, and maybe name something different up there up top, where it could be a little easier to find.
Are we in services and resources, or?
Yeah, like under
So
there,
we're double,
under this.
we're double listed.
We can work with PR to move ourselves out of multiple clicks.
okay.
I think the other thing that was really helpful was we've had a couple different homes for resources over the years when people have requested resources or this committee itself has provided resources. We provided it here in the accessibility resource tab. That usually does need to go annually through to be called or to update, make sure the links are still accurate. We've also used the Stigma-Free Fishers and the health department as a resource to provide some more medical-based resources. I would say our department 3 or 4 times a month gets requests for resources to be uploaded. We have to then, verify, are they providing services to residents in Indiana and Hamilton County and so forth, not just a resource from New York City that doesn't provide our residents any good. But PR is happy to work with this and move us out of multiple.
So I do feel like under resources, that needs to be looked at to make sure it's updated, the contact information. Katie, I'm probably certain, I looked at it, that we need to, it needs to provide more physical disability resources there. Are there things that jump out at you of resources that should be added?
I'm looking at it now.
Like RHI probably, I'm not sure that's on there.
Yeah. I can look at it.
Here are the resources we're going through, from an employment standpoint or any,
Yeah, we need to assign someone to be in charge of looking at this once a year. Because Bureau of Disability Services needs to be changed in title.
is there anyone from this committee that would be willing to spend some time? Katie, is that something that you
Insights needs to go away.
might be able to kind of help us and work with PR and?
Yeah, that seems like it would be something good for me to do. One thing I was thinking of, they're right down the street from us. I'm totally blanking on the name. The accessible van company that does.
Superior,
Yeah.
it's on there.
It's
Oh, is it? Okay. You guys are scrolling too fast for my 5 p.m. brain. Yeah, I can definitely take a look at it and crowdsource some ideas from friends.
to make sure we have, so I'll tell you what, if everyone from the committee might be able to just email Katie and say, let's, from like an employment standpoint, Kelly from, the work that you do, a provider and mental health standpoint, maybe Darcy, like if we could all weigh in and we could tell you what needs to be changed and taken out. So we need to take out insights, right, and update it to, what's it called now?
I don't know if they provide services in.
Oh,
Hamilton County.
okay.
I don't know.
and, Jim Love, and we can email you, and we can, you know, for the sake of time or whatever, we can make sure that we update that,
Can
okay?
everybody on the committee just look through that?
Yeah, we'll have everybody do that. So then if you scroll down, if we go back, Ross, I'm sorry, go back to the original, to the first page, so I don't know if anyone had a chance to read kind of what, is being described there. It looks like everything's fine. I read that through, and then you get to Fishers Advisory Committee on Disability, and you click on there, if you could click on that, Ross, where it says learn more, and then it takes you to the Fishers Advisory Committee on Disability page. I was wondering, Kay or Ross, if we can go ahead and put the meeting dates on there moving forward in 2025, just get them listed. So my hope is that people will attend the meetings, because I think it's a way for the disability community to come and listen to our meeting and also provide feedback, comments, and things like that. So I didn't know, now that we have March 2025's dates on there, we could put those on the
Yes.
calendar under that.
Yep.
So,
Yes, I'll work on that.
and maybe put in calendar under, if you go, scroll back up, Ross, where it says, meetings quarterly, you know, where they are, they're here, and also, the calendar of 2025 meetings. And then also, I didn't know, Ross, if we need to put, I guess we don't need to put anything else for accommodations, I guess, since we're already, all our meetings, we will have an ASL interpreter and do all that, okay. And then submit public comment, okay. And then the agenda, all the agenda and meetings are posted on there, and then, we need to update members, and then, if you go down to committee, Katie, I didn't know if you had a chance, about looking at the description of the committee. If you feel we need to make some changes, we can take a look at that. I mean, we could revisit this too in a couple months, like try to make some changes, and then,
Yeah.
you know, but Katie, I didn't know if you had any thoughts on the description about the committee.
I can look at it, and yeah, I'll review it from like a physical disability perspective, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head right now.
So like number 2, I can tell you right now, if you look, the committee may perform the following, and then on number 2, it says represent the diverse needs and interests of the people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the city. I think that's when you and then if you go down to number 4, it's very intellectual disability focused, and on the language, I think we need to, again, maybe work with PR to make sure that it's like special needs and all disabilities or something like that, language that.
My recollection is that this language came directly from the ordinance and when we adopted for this committee. That being said, it can be updated as needed.
It can be.
Yes, yeah, we're not going to go back and change the ordinance, but if there is some fine tuning and some language updating,
Okay.
that's fine.
So Katie, why don't we take a look at that, and then again,
Okay.
we can make some recommendations for changes, and then vote on that. And then history, I do feel like we need to add that we received recognition by the Indiana General Assembly. That's important there. Also that we are a culture city designated city. I think that's important on there, Ross, if maybe we can even put the logo of the Culture City logo in there. That's important for people to know. And then the subcommittees also need to be changed, because when we do My Point of View Day, they don't reflect the subcommittees that are there. So we probably, to be consistent, we need to look at the subcommittees and make changes there. Like, for instance, Karen and Tom Dickey are not doing that anymore. So we need to change that in the language.
Yeah, I think it all just needs to be updated annually, right? So we just need to go through and make all the changes.
Okay. And then the other thing I thought that would be really good to have, if we could now, since we have our March Disability Awareness Month dates, to go ahead and start putting them on there so that people can see and kind of have it ready to go. You know, save the date, or, you know, these are the things that are coming up.
Yeah, PR is already planning on that for January, but I will request that they update that.
And I think also maybe even the closed captioning, the link that Sarah Buckner sent us from the Hamilton County Tourism, we can add our closed captioning initiative under there as well. I think that would be great. Anything else? You know, these were just some of the things that I saw. Oh, under Parks accessibility, if you could click on that, Ross, too, where it says Parks. Where is that part? Maybe it's where it says accessibility accommodate. If you go all the way down, we need to add Geist Water Park and all those other parks that have, you know, what they provide with, you know, accommodations.
Okay.
And then there was something else. If you could scroll back up again, one more time, just a little bit more, up just a tiny bit more here. Keep going, sorry. That would be nice to also have the 2024, you know, events that we have. Maybe, I don't even know if we can put some pictures or whatever, but maybe after the event has happened, something that kind of, a picture or something that we can include, you know, to show like what the event was all about. So that's all I have. Katie, was there anything else thoughts?
I have it on my list to revise about the committee part. So I'll work on that, and then I can also work on the committee portion. If someone could send me a list of the topics that are discussed at My Point of View Day, I can look and see what, committees make sense there, if we want to still have committees.
Okay. So let's just do that. That sounds like a plan. I think it's good. It's good to review this every year. And then, Ross, to make sure we include that link of nominations when we do the awards for March. Like in January, we, on that page that has the past winners, you know, like nominations open January 2nd, and then link to come, and then once the link is ready, you know, we can come back.
Yeah, the March Disability Awareness Month whole page will be updated in January.
Okay. Great. Anybody else have anything to add? Okay. Great. All right. We're gonna move on to, March Disability Awareness Month update. I wanna just let everybody know to put this on your 2025 calendar, save the date. We now have, March 3rd, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 10:30 is Disability Awareness Month kickoff. It will be here in Municipal Hall. There's going to be a one-zone breakfast employment discussion from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. I believe that's tentative March 5th right now
It
here.
it is March 5th.
March 5th, okay,
Yes.
March 5th. It's going to be here March 5th. The Fishers Arts Council second Friday highlighting artists for Disability Awareness Month. That's going to be Friday, March 14th, 2025, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. also here. And we're hoping to also get some performances here in this venue here. So we've come up with a theme. I think last committee meeting we talked about how we're engaging the deaf and hard of hearing community, and we're working on a county-wide closed captioning initiative that the Hamilton County Tourism Office has partnered with the different major cities in Hamilton County, the different chambers, the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association. So they rolled it out in November, and we're going to be doing a big push in March. So the theme for March will have a focus on the deaf and hard of hearing. So we're really excited about this next year's theme. So regarding the countywide closed captioning update, wanted to just tell you that in November, the Hamilton County Tourism Office started sharing on their social media and on their website about the closed captioning initiative. They had sponsors, and they put together a video that explains why closed captioning is important in restaurants and how it helps all people. So there's a link. I can send you the link so that everyone can share on their social media pages right now and kind of get that going. But in March, we're going to be really pushing it. There's a window cling that is a part of this that establishments can put on their entrances there to show that they're a closed captioning establishment. And then there's a guide on how to put closed captioning on your television, on streaming services.
Really cool.
So there's a link there that's part of just educating the establishments on what to do. So they have done an amazing job. The Hamilton County Tourism Office, we're really excited to be a part of a partnership with them, and we're just thrilled. Sarah Buckner has done an amazing job over there. So are there any questions about the closed captioning initiative or anything? Okay. So now we're gonna do a housing update. Wilbur is not here, so I don't have any housing updates per se. Anybody else have anything? But Wilbur's not here. Employment update, Chrissy and Michelle, what updates do you have for us related? If you want to talk about the October reverse job fair, it was really cool. If you want to explain what happened there.
So yes, we did the interview and resume workshop. We had 12, I think, registered, 10 ended up showing, and it was a great event. We had people that stayed for quite a long time, and in fact, one person, that the job coach, I think, was surprised that they kept going. Like they did their time with one interview and were open to doing it with another. So got some really good feedback. We had a former executive from Finish Line that was participating in the interviews, and his first comment was, "I don't understand why these people don't have jobs." And it was really nice to hear from somebody who has a little bit of a stake in it, but not like we do, as far as we don't either, just it's the stigma. There was, you know, he gave some really good examples of there's absolutely no, they could go here, here, and here, and why have they not? And so it was nice to get the feedback. We spoke to somebody today that their client that was there was pumped when he left and was, you know, really motivated and was waiting to hear back on an offer from the Children's Museum from there. So
Really felt like self-esteem and confidence that really helped them practicing some interviews with some other people, walking into a new building, meeting a new person, and really kind of working through all of that happens within a job interview. Had practiced with the job coach for quite some time, but then really felt like he was much more confident going into a job interview because they had been to this workshop. So.
Right. It was great. We had our networking meeting this morning and decided that we're going to go around and check one more time with other providers, but that we were debating if we were going to do a reverse job fair or something like what we did in October and March. We think they both have value, but if there's other, you know, providers or other community stakeholders that are doing something like that, we don't want to satiate that because we see value in just keeping it small with what we're doing. So that's on our radar to confirm here shortly, and we'll go from there.
We're working on a one-page kind of summary for our networking group, and we have those dates for 2025 that I gave to Kay and Ross, and they could put them in the minutes so that we'll have them. I don't need to read them out loud, but so yeah, continue to move forward for next year.
Yeah, it's really powerful. I stopped by and just seeing the candidates there and, you know, they're serious, they're talented, they have a lot to contribute, so it's all good things. So we appreciate everything that you are both doing to help with employment here in the city, and so thank you for the update. We're going to move on to Fisher's Farmers Market, the Inclusion Accessibility Day for 2025. We have an update, Darcy, on that?
Sure, July 12th is the date that will be our day. And there is going to be a person that is hired just for the Fisher's Farmers Market. So I will be working with them. That person hasn't been identified yet, but then once they are, then we'll be hitting the ground running to get that day coordinated. So
Okay.
hopefully they'll do that maybe in January, but I'm not sure if they're going to let me know when that person is hired.
Okay. So it would be nice if everyone's available. I know with summer and everything like that, but if we can help Darcy in any way possible, you know, leading up to that, you did an amazing job this year. And, you know, if we can be there, I would like maybe possibly if we had a booth for our committee and just to be there to greet people, provide information, things like that, that would be great.
It must be the same weekend as it was last year, because it's the same golf tournament that I
I
play
know,
every year.
I know.
Sorry.
So
it's
sorry,
the-
it's okay.
That's the date that I had to scramble for.
No, it's
know, I
awesome,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a family reunion that day that I'm hosting at my house, so I'm like, oh. So, but, you know, we'll help, you know, and,
I guess a lot of it's just getting the word out,
Yeah.
getting groups, getting organizations to want to come have a booth. So that, I think, is the main thing that I'm thinking about now, is just
Right.
making sure that we have, and I think also with the committee's permission, last year we did not charge anything for someone to have a booth. And I think we had maybe 60% show up, so we still had a lot of people that signed up that they were going to be there. So I'd like to maybe do a nominal charge to have, if you want to have a booth, this is how much it's going to charge. And I'd like some discussion maybe on what we want to charge for that.
do they charge the other vendors a little bit?
The Biz Kids charges, I think, like $10, or Liz Fisher's charges the Biz Kids $10 to have a booth. I'm not sure what the other, because it's, when Fisher's contracts with the others, that's for the whole year, or that's the whole summer, I mean. So for just one day, I'm not sure how much that would be, unless it'd be like $10 or $25 to have someone sign up to have a booth.
Okay. Well, thank you. Katie, do you have any questions on the Inclusion and Accessibility Day?
I don't think so. I will not be having a baby next summer, so I'll plan to be there.
Oh, okay, awesome, okay. Well, thank you, that's great, let's have it on the calendar. And then that would be nice too, to add that to the calendar on the Fishers website, like for next, get that on the website as well. Next, we have accessibility update. So a few people from our committee attended the accessibility training that was put on by the Hamilton County Tourism Office, and there was like a 3-part series training. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. I know Wilbur made it, I think Darcy. Do any of you want to share a little bit about some takeaways from the training, what you might have, come away with, any thoughts, on the training itself?
I went to one in October that really focused on terminology used, and, allowing people to identify how they would prefer to be referred to as a person with a disability, or, person with a special ability, or however it was. And it's kind of a lot of backwards thinking for me, because for so long we've been trying to use the word disability, but Jessica, who did a great job presenting, she's like, I embrace it. I have a disability, and that's who I am. And it was really some powerful words that she was using and discussing. So I wasn't able to go to the December one, but it was very good information, very well run. In the October one I went to.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Darcy? Didn't you?
Same, I went to the same one that Chrissy went to, and I liked it because it showed us how we can address them. Like, for example, I previously, or prior to the meeting, I was in the bathroom and I asked, can I hold the door for you? Rather than assuming or anything, and she was like, yeah, that'd be great. Rather than, holding the door and not asking, or just how we need to treat them, so, if that makes sense.
Katie, do you have any questions on that? If anybody, hears of anything, any training, I try to send that information to Ross and his team, anything that the city can attend and learn from any kind of, training, please let us know. Next item, I wanted to talk about just the Fishers Event Center. I don't know how many of you have attended, but it's pretty amazing. And one of the things that they've done there that we're hoping to highlight in March is there's a sensory room. When it was created, we really focused on trying to have something so that people could kind of step away and just not be in the thick of things, right? And so they have that available. They also have the sensory bags that people can check out. It is a very loud place. So I'm hoping that we can kind of get that out to promote that those are available, the bags are available for families and the sensory room. So we're hoping
They have an adult changing table?
and there is an adult changing table as well. So we're hoping to highlight some of these things. There's been some challenges with the website with accessibility, seating tickets. So they're working through all that, and so we've made the people aware at the event center what's going on with that. So we are working, the event center is working on that. So if you get a chance, go to an event. It's pretty spectacular. So just wanted to share a little bit about that. That was pretty exciting. Transportation update. I wanted to, maybe Kelly can share some thoughts. Kelly and I are part of this task force that's trying to help improve Hamilton County Express, working with Commissioner Harebrant and County Council member Steve Nation and some others. And so there was a meeting in October, and they gave us some updates on some of the things that are happening. The denial rate of people getting denied rides has gone down. Last year it was 18.3%. this year, as of this date, it's about 12.3, so there's been a drop, which is good. The percentage of riders coming from Fishers, they said it was 14.2% of the ridership is coming from Fishers. I guess the biggest thing is there's been some leadership changes at Janus. Tim White is now the new president and CEO, and Ross Brown retired as the Janus transportation director. They now have a new person, Ashley Fullellen. So they're trying to, get back into, just get back into the fray and figure out, get caught up with their new positions and everything. The biggest takeaway was that they are housing vehicles in different cities. So Carmel, Westfield, Fishers, we are participating where we're helping Hamilton County Express house 2 vehicles so that the drivers can start their route directly from that city and deploy rather than coming from the Noblesville area. So it's cut down on delays and things like that. It's gone very well. So it looks like we're going to continue to do that. There's been some issues with the app, the new app that the county helped to provide the money, the funding for a new app for them. So they're working on it with the company that's providing that technology for them. So there's some glitches, unfortunately, and that's...
I think it's a disaster. It's more of a, I think they overpromised and underdelivered, and so they're trying to figure out how they can modify their approach forward because they've tried to resolve it where it is. And they're looking, I think, at other software formats. The one thing we're trying to get clarity on in data with regard to Fishers specifically is if there's, let's say 13% of the rides are in Fishers, what percentage of the denials are in Fishers? Because we've had some difficulty getting the right access to transportation, specifically now that we have some more services within the Fishers community. Transportation becomes even more important, and when rides are canceled and we have no reason to understand why and nobody will be responsive, that's been a real challenge. So I think one of their struggles, and I think they know this, is that it's still a very Noblesville-centric service. And however, they're funded by the entire county, so we just have to continue to work with them.
So, we're trying hard. Kelly and I are, these are ongoing meetings, and we're trying to push for more information to really understand. Part of what we may want to consider is a survey. I don't know whether, I think anecdotally, there's a lot of residents that don't know about the service or have given up on using the service. And so they're not accessing it, right? And so kind of understanding what the needs are in terms of transportation, like would more people ride it if more rides were available, things like that. So we might want to look at some kind of a survey that we could do. It looks like Carmel was looking into those discussions of doing a survey in Carmel to find out what's really going on there.
The data would be really interesting if those surveys were aligned. That way you were providing whatever questions back to them. It's consistent across both communities. If they were on board.
Yeah, we could use the survey they've already created. That way, yeah, like you said, we have some more questions.
And it looks like they're also working on some kind of cross-county project through CERTA, Hancock and Hamilton County. transportation where it would cross counties, and that would begin spring of 2025. So that's all we got there with that. But, they're getting more vans. They were pre-ordered during COVID and things. I mean, the supply chain has been really bad, and so they're finally getting vehicles that they had ordered, years ago. So that's been another ongoing issue, is not having enough vans to use. So that is the transportation update that we have. Anything else, Kelly, on that?
No.
Okay, want to go on to, Katie, do you have any questions for the transportation? What are you hearing? Are you hearing anything?
So I haven't really driven since, I've had my, baby, and I'm signed up for vocational rehab driver's training to start sometime in the next couple months. So I have been meaning to sign up to take a ride. The report back is not promising on what to expect. But I mean, it would be really great if I got an app, because for me, like, there's places I would love to go without having to ask my husband or my mom to drive me somewhere, but having to call the schedule a day in advance just isn't something that always fits into my schedule. So if they eventually did get an app, I'm sure that a lot more people would use it. And also, if I do write it in the next couple months, I can report back just with my personal experience.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because the technology company that promised this new software, that was supposedly included a writer app, and they haven't delivered on that. So hopefully more to come, and I know the county, I think, is looking into what can be done as a legal recourse or what, because it was promised and a lot of money was spent, so I don't know. But we need to continue to look at that. Okay, we're going to go to community comment. I'm not sure there's anybody in the audience.
Do I have it? Did we do community services?
We didn't, but we can add you.
I'm so sorry, I thought it was a standing item. All the
Community
committees, I thought.
Okay.
Whatever.
Do you have any
resources.
updates?
I do have an update, actually.
Okay.
Just for those people who receive services on the CIH and the family support waiver, as well as now the traumatic brain injury waiver and the health and wellness waiver, which are all now officially under the Division of Disability and Rehabilitative Services, you're going to see some changes come out for public comment. Probably towards the end of this month, there'll be a 30-day public comment period. It will come from the Division of Disability and Rehabilitative Services. They are going to be integrating a new eligibility and level of care tool. So it's worthy of your time to look at that. And then there will be additional changes that are currently scheduled to be introduced to the world in July. Again, 30-day public comment. But that will involve some service changes that impact people that would become effective November 1st. So I would just encourage you to be watching for that if you have loved ones or care for people on one of those funding methodologies.
Okay, good to know. When will that start, the public comment?
Public comment for the level of care and eligibility screening will likely be towards the end of this month. And then I would look June or July, you should see comment period open up for some service changes that will come in November.
Where's that information, the public
It will, so it has to be announced, and it's, if you're on the DDRS listserv, if you've subscribed to get division announcements, which all people should get those, because there are a lot of things that are really important that come out from that, all the state announcements. I can send the information on how to get connected to that to the committee.
That'd be great, thank you.
And do we probably need to add that DDRS link to the list of resources too?
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like it is already there, but I know Beads is there.
Okay, thanks, Kelly. So we're gonna not do community comments since we don't have anybody in the audience today. We're gonna move on to item 6, staff communication. So under 6A, we've listed the scheduled 2025 Fishers Advisory Committee on Disability meetings. They are all going to be at 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, April 15th, 2025, Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, Tuesday, September 16th at 2025, and Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, so that you can all have it on your calendars there. And then announcements. Are there any announcements? Ross, do you have any announcements, anything?
Well, I don't have any. We are working hard on March preparations already, so excited for that. If you haven't been to one of our recent committees, we are focusing on our new branding, and then we're excited for One Zone to do their event as well. Just excited for March to get here. So.
Great, thank you. Anybody else have any other announcements, anything going on in the community or anything that you want to add?
I will no longer be a part of the provider world as an employee at the end of this month, so my life should get a little bit simpler.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I will be doing purely consulting and public speaking.
Great, well, congrats. That's awesome.
Good luck, yeah.
Great, okay. Well, if there's nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Motion by Michelle, second by Chrissy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you. All right.
It's very exciting. There is a separate one. There's a BC link. And, oh, you mean the Zoom link?
Yes.
Is it the same Zoom link? I didn't even notice.
It must be when I go to